Hello Enigmas, welcome to another top 8 video series of classical guitar and all there is to know about this fabulous music genre brought by your host, Delia. Today we are counting down our picks for the second top 8 series of the most famous classical guitar pieces ever composed. If you haven't seen the first part of the series, please watch it by clicking the link in the description or by clicking the notes right here on the top right corner. Before we proceed with our first entry, if you're interested in classical guitar and you wish to know more about music topics, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Number 8. Etude Number 7, Opus 60 by Majjarka. When it comes to the most iconic collections of etudes in Carcassi's repertoire, the Opus 60 of 25 progressive studies is arguably his best contribution to classical guitar. Between these 25 progressive pieces, the Etude Number 7 is one that stands out from the rest, and it has become one of Carcassi's most famous compositions. Also, it is one of the best and most recognized tremolo exercises for intermediate level students. It is in the key of A minor, but modulates to C major somewhat in the second section. It has a lively character, and it is a marked allegro that requires a performer to practice it consistently to achieve its fast tempo. Number 7. Valles by Francisco Tárrega. If you ever owned a Nokia cell phone, you must have heard this piece so many times when receiving a phone call. It has been the icon of the Finnish corporation Nokia since the 1990s, becoming the first identifiable musical ringtone on a mobile phone. Amazingly, Nokia made their first ever identifiable cell phone ringtone using bars 13 to 16 from this piece. The piece as a whole is not overly difficult, although the bass section in E major has some tricky moments with quick hammer pull-off combinations with quick grace notes appearing throughout. A slight accent to the melody notes must be used, and the steady waltz pulse should be maintained throughout the piece except where the obvious cadences suggest otherwise. Number 6. Pavano No. 1 by Luis de Milan. Luis de Milan was a Spanish Renaissance composer, violist, and writer on music. In his repertoire of pieces, he wrote the 6 Pavanos, being this Pavano No. 1 his most recognized piece of this set. Thanks to a Spanish musician of name Lorenzo Gonzalez, the 6 Pavanos of Luis de Milan were transcribed into classical guitar in the early 20th century, since these pieces were originally written in a music instrument of the 15th century called vihuela, a music instrument similar to classical guitar. Number 5. Prelude in G Major BWV 1007 by Johann Sebastian Bach. Originally composed for cello in G major, it mainly consists of arpeggiated chords. Probably the best known movements from the entire set of the 6 cello suites, BWV 1007 through 1012 by Johann Sebastian Bach. playing the piece requires intense concentration and stamina, as the tirade of the 16th notes has no respite. Although the suite had developed as a genre much earlier, it did not gain prominence until the Baroque era. The back cello suites may have been written as practice pieces intended to help hone a player's technique. When examined in order of numbering, they reveal a progression from relatively straightforward to highly complex demands upon the performer's skills. Number 4. Majjarka by Isaac Albéniz. Majjarka of the Opus 202 was formerly a piano masterpiece transcribed for classical guitar and has become an important work of the classical guitar repertoire. It has been played and recorded by guitarists such as Julian Bream and John Williams. It is generally played in the key of D minor. Out of all the performances of this piece, Julian Bream's version is without a doubt the best of all. Majjarka refers to a style of lament particular to the island of Majjarka, which is sung by one grieving the loss of a fiancé who has died. If you want to enjoy the best version of Majjarka, go check this version by Bream, and we guarantee that you will agree with us that it is undeniably the best performance of the piece out there. Number 3. Lagrima by Francisco Tárrega. Lagrima is a romantic prelude in E major for cello. It is one of the best known original compositions by Tárrega. Lagrima was composed between late 1891 and early 1892, and it is one of Tárrega's most performed pieces. Legend has it that Lagrima is Tárrega's reaction to the death of his daughter Conchita. Hence the reason why this piece is a reflection of Tárrega's sweet and gentle memories of his daughter and turbulent and melancholic emotion. The piece alternates between a theme in E major and its parallel minor. Number 2. Grenada by Isaac Albéniz. Grenada, also known as Suite Española No. 1 Opus 47, it was originally written for piano and it was transcribed for classical guitar by Miguel Lobet. It has become one of the most prominent works of the classical guitar repertoire and has been played and recorded by guitarists such as Julian Bream and John Williams. It is mainly composed of works written in 1886, which were grouped together in 1887, in honor of the Queen of Spain. Like many of Albéniz's works for the piano, these pieces depict different regions and musical styles in Spain. Before we continue with our number 1 pick, be sure to subscribe to Delia Music and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Make sure you click on all notifications, and if you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. And now, before we unveil what we have for you on our number 1 pick, here are 4 honorable mentions. Number 1. Cavatina by Stanley Myers. Our number 1 pick is a 1970 classical guitar piece by British composer Stanley Myers, written for the film The Walking Stick of the same year. Cavatina was originally written for piano, but thanks to John Williams, who made it popular by recording it for one of his performances, Stanley Myers rewrote it for guitar and expanded it. Also, another film with the name The Deer Hunter of 1978 popularized it even more by making Cavatina its original theme song. Due to the aforementioned, John Williams' classical guitar performance of Cavatina became a UK top 20 hit, making it one of the most commercially successful and popular classical guitar pieces of all time. And for these reasons, we have Cavatina, ranking place number 1 on our list. So what do you think about this, Enigmas? Do you agree with our top 8? What classical guitar pieces do you think are the most famous ones? Please let us know through your comments what you think. Do not forget to share, like and comment on this video. Your host Delia will always be here on Delia Music to inform you about music and perform classical guitar masterpieces. We hope you, Enigmas, have enjoyed this video. Until we meet again.